photography is not permitted during tournament competition. Brunswick, we are ready to begin competition. Bowlers, at the sound of the bell, you may begin your competition. Good luck and have a great time.
All right, folks, welcome back to the 2015 USBC Open Championships. This is Matt Canizaro alongside Aaron Smith, and we are here at the El Paso Convention Center tonight to watch our newest USBC Hall of Famer, Sam Lantto, take the lanes here with his talented team from Minnesota, the Linds Lakers. And this group, well, this group has so many accomplishments at this tournament that the announcements today took longer than I think we've ever seen. And the group includes three-time Eagle winner Matt McNiel and almost all of the 2002 and 2006 Team All Events champions, but we'll have all the details for you as the day progresses. So settle in and welcome back to Bowl TV. 2 consecutive days of coverage here, and our newest Hall of Famer, Sam Lantto, getting things started off with an exciting strike. So we'll settle in. You guys do the same. Grab the popcorn, and thanks for joining us here. Aaron Smith, how are you tonight?
I'm doing all right, Matt. How are you doing today, though? You've been busy this morning. A lot of news already happened here at the USBC Open Championships. And now we have one of the most stacked team squads we've seen all year so far. Wow. Celebrities everywhere. We just saw Kelly Kulick walking through the crowd. Brianna Caldwell just walked by. Mike Larson and Gary Brown are here.
Definitely no shortage of talent and fame here in the building this week. So looking forward to talking about all of that as the night progresses. And of course, there's our first shot from Matt McNiel. He's made some waves at this event in the last few years, and he'll start things off with a 3-pin. But we have pages and pages of information and accolades and things to talk about, as well as you mentioned, all the cool things that happened so far today. So here we go. At least we know these guys will take their time, so we'll have plenty of time to tell you everything. And a quick shout out to our buddy Mike Donahue back home in, I was going to say back in Texas, but, well, across the state in Arlington. Watching
so far away, though.
On his 42-inch TV right now. So very cool. And I told him, as good as it looks, we sound even better in surround sound. So, Mike, thanks for tuning in. And we'll say hello to pretty much everybody you work with who's here this week to take in the Open Championship. So it's going to be an exciting night. Thanks for tuning in here to Bowl TV. Just saw on lane 20, Joey Robillard made his tournament debut last year in Reno as a 6th member of this Linds Lakers group. The youngster definitely has some big shoes to fill in this group, getting the call up to the major, so to speak, and possibly some early jitters there, missing the 5-pin in the first frame, but he put up some big numbers in doubles and singles last year after a nerve-wracking team event, and he is no doubt going to be ready to go, because you have to be pretty good to find yourself wearing the Linds Lakers black and purple here at the Open Championships.
Todd Savoy, he's not bad. USBC Hall of Famer has done a lot over the course of his career here, and that's how you kick off tournament number 33. Savoy's a 6-time Eagle winner here at the Open Championships. All of them in team and team all events. Certainly he wasn't riding the coattails to those titles. Has a 215 career average over the course of his previous 32 tournament appearances, so certainly earned his way to that USBC Hall of Fame induction. 4 out of 5 for the Lakers to start. We talked about a few other folks on the squad. The O'Keefes are in town. Brian and Shannon are bowling over on lanes 7 and 8, along with their very talented crew, Ron Nelson Jr., Bill Webb, Chris Viale. believe Tom Adcock and Jeff Carter are somewhere in the house as well. We're behind 19 and 20 though. And yes, today's announcements, saw you posted it in the chat. They took a while.
Yeah, just a few of the names. My hand's cramped up typing all those celebrities. But if you walk by the information area here and check out the rosters and squad for today at 5 p.m., very intimidating. We even had some teams move onto this squad just to take on the challenge of bowling with and against so many great bowlers. But the number they're all chasing, and right now we've got 48 teams in action here. Looks like actually more like 50 with the addition of those two earlier today. So 50 teams trying to get themselves to the top of the leaderboard. 3368 is the number. And a couple of very challenging lane conditions here in 2015. If you want to take a look at those, you can see the graph. Just visit bowl.com/openchamp, and you can see a colorful breakdown of what all these bowlers are competing on today. But 3368 is the number to beat. Team NABR, and it's been up there just a couple of weeks, and they earned every bit of it. 3 of them struck out in the 10th frame, or doubled in the 10th frame. In order to get to that number, they snuck past Junior Team USA support. So we'll see if the Linds Lakers are up to the challenge here in 2015.
Bit of a tough start for the Lakers crossing team. Chuck Vashaw, a 3-time Eagle winner, getting the first mark there. But the time and preparation these guys put into the event is pretty impressive. They've been in town for a few days already. Chuck and Matt actually took advantage of the new deal over at the Showcase Lanes, where you can get a practice session on the team event for a pair of lanes, 10 guys for 150, or if you don't have enough guys for that, you can get one lane itself and do that for an hour for $75. And the 2 lefties actually got a lane just to themselves, so they could talk about what they were seeing out there and prepping and trying different ball surfaces out. So
you don't see that very often. Definitely a very cool strategy, and you know, with the 1 lane deal here in 2015, why not take advantage for $75 if it's going to translate to possibly a whole lot more on the scoreboard and in the bank account when it's all said and done. So definitely something to think about if you're coming this way. We added that 1 lane option here for single teams or individuals perhaps to have a reasonable price to go out there and practice. So if you're headed this way, do what the champions do and take advantage of everything under the roof here at the Paso Convention Center. And perhaps it will help you throw shots like that as McNiel registers his first strike here in 2015.
I think you made a great point when we were just kind of talking about it yesterday. McNiel hasn't had this kind of walk into the Open Championship since 2010, where he got nothing.
Well, he certainly has a nice collection of watches and eagles going on at home. That's kind of his goal, I think, coming in, obviously to win, but to try to get a watch every year. Why not? Top 3 receive championship watches. Man, he's had a pretty nice run here. We first got to interview him back in 2007. He shot 782 in singles in his tournament debut, and then came back in 2010, worked his way up to some other talented teams in Minnesota, and had a breakthrough performance in 2010, shooting the highest all-event score in history, 23-26. And it's all been kind of a fairy tale ever since. Took home the all-events title that year, came back and nearly defended it successfully in 2011, bowled 300, 822 on Bowl TV. Came up a little bit short in all events, had a tough singles pair, and then decided he wanted to get back in the winner's circle in 2012. Him and Vishaw teamed up with a little bit of help from his 847 series, and they took home the regular doubles title, which catapulted him to the all events win as well. Still made some noise in third team.
Third place in singles, I believe.
So
We got to see that on Bowl TV as well. Made a run at John Serbinski's number at the time. Zeke Bate ended up winning the Eagle for singles with 795 when it was all said and done. I believe McNiel came in at 787.
Well, there's a few guys that you're most definitely going to see on Bowl TV during the Open Championships. Matt McNiel has become one of them, but we're also here this year to celebrate the rest of this talented group. 2 Hall of Famers in Lantto and Savoy. And in just a few days, we'll see another potential Hall of Famer, Mike Shady, as he continues or tries to continue his streak of consecutive 1900s here at the Open Championships. Has never been under, and he is getting ready to take the top spot on the lifetime average list once he reaches his 20th performance. So no doubt we'll see a lot of him on Bowl TV as well, and why not? All these great champions, and very entertaining with the big scores that they like to shoot here.
We talked so much about the Lakers, we should take a quick second to mention the Crossan team. Tom Corbett is actually kind of the guy who organizes everything, makes sure these guys are ready to bowl, and he takes care of all the paperwork and making sure everything's all set to go. He's making his 41st appearance. We already talked about Joey a little bit, new to the team. Tom Havlish, Scott Sodergren, and of course Vishaw moving over to the second team in the past few years to let McNiel jump on board.
So Mr. Smith, it's a pretty big day in sports across the world, and we're lucky to have some faithful followers here tuning into Bowl TV tonight. We appreciate everybody stopping by. We'll be here for all 3 games of the team event, but I understand there's a couple other exciting things happening, but perhaps you have an opportunity to watch all 3 at once. I have a feeling, though, the Lakers are going to give you a reason to want to stick around here on Bowl TV, as they always seem to do.
And we're not talking about the Los Angeles variety. They're not very good, and they're not allowed to play basketball this time of the year. But the Lakers from Minnesota, though, ironically, where the Los Angeles team originally was from, they said that got too cold, so they moved to Los Angeles, partied over that way. But
and there you have it, the history of the NBA, brought to you by Aaron Smith.
it just kept steamrolling from there. We'll stop while we're ahead.
Minnesota, a bowling state this year, finding a lot of success here at the Open Championships, looking to add to it.
Especially in the singles event. Chad Oaks, 772, grabbing the early lead in singles. That was beat by Scott Endersby, 785, a few weeks ago, and that held on until this morning. Holy cow, look at that.
Yes, sir. We've had an exciting day. You mentioned it earlier. Well, what better time to talk about it than right now? Ronnie Sparks Jr., former Team USA member, came out swinging in singles. They got him to break down just right. He had a pretty good look, felt confident after doubles, and started singles with 278. We actually just got that story posted on Bull.com if you want to take a look. Followed that up with 246, and that included a 7-10 split late in the game. But he rallied back through 3 strikes in the 10th frame, added 8 more to start game 3, and finished with a 793 series to take the regular singles lead. So a pretty awesome day. It's his dad's birthday, so he got to make that phone call and let his dad know that now it's time to start watching the leaderboards, because we are just about halfway through here in 2015. We kick things off March 7th, and we'll be here until July 12th. So now Ronnie can go home to his wife and daughter and watch all these talented bowlers take their shot in 2015. And just a little while after that, one of our good friends, Clinton Zavakos from Florida, became the newest member of the 100,000 pin club, and he needed just one pin in his final frame of doubles to get there, and he did it with a 9 count. So last year he reached 60 years here and decided instead of knocking it all out in 1 year, he was going to wait and get back in the spotlight. So he took care of business today. So congratulations to Clinton on 100,000 pins. And we almost had another. Frank Clay from Illinois came up a little bit short in his bid, but he'll need 385 pins next year to join the club. So no doubt that will happen. And we look forward to seeing Frank back on the lanes in 2016. So you mix all that in with 7 or 8 people with 7 or 8 strikes in a row to start a game today. And that made 5 o'clock come very quickly.
Yeah, thanks for working so hard while I was sleeping, so I appreciate that.
Well, I believe you walked in just in time for 2 or 3 of those front 7s. And one gentleman got closer than the rest.
It's true. Justin Rose out of Waukesha, Wisconsin. Second game of singles, front 11. Unfortunately, on his final shot, the 10-pin did not fall. He liked the shot off his hand and just didn't cooperate. That was the third 299 of the year so far, so congratulations to Justin on the nice game. The other games, in singles, he struggled a little bit, but it's a memory that will last forever for sure. And right now, early on, the Linds Lakers looking solid through 3 frames. John East, 3 in a row. Even though we're early on, we want to take this chance to thank everyone for joining us here once again on Bowl TV. We appreciate the continued support, and please share on your social media outlets that you're watching some Bowl TV today. If you want to follow USBC on social media, the Sport of Bowling is on Facebook, facebook.com/USBC, on Twitter @USBC, and of course Bowl.com. Matt already mentioned the Ronnie Sparks story just popping up there. We'll have the Zavakos wrap up for 100,000 pins a little bit later tonight. And who knows? We'll see what comes out of this 5 p.m. team squad. So the fun never stops here.
Speaking of social media, I was just getting ready to post the Ronnie Sparks story and came across a picture of Matt McNiel's feet. So he wants to point out his fancy socks that help him find success here at the Open Championships.
Well, maybe that'll be the next souvenir for the media department.
See, we did receive a Hall of Fame donation the other day. The actual black-rimmed glasses that Mr. McNiel wore while shooting .847 in the 2012 Open Championships. However, if he's going to donate these Stability Strike socks when he's done today, it'd be very appreciated if he would wash them first. But I can tell you that at one point, or possibly still, our friend Jerry Casebolt possessed an autographed drinking cup from Mr. McNiel that year. He spent the entire night walking back and forth to the water cooler as part of his routine, and subsequently also to the bathroom. But with the same cup, same routine between shots, and Jerry snagged it and got it autographed after the big performance, and of course the eventual all events title that year. So a lot of cool souvenirs out there.
Four in a row for John East, former Team USA member, two-time titleist out here as well. As we watch Lantto get ready for the fifth frame. Of course, he was just inducted into the USBC Hall of Fame several days ago as part of the USBC convention in Omaha, Nebraska. And of course, you get the big speeches and everything. And I was talking to McNiel and Vishaw, and they wanted me to make sure we mention this, that throughout Sam's entire speech, he got to the end and he never thanked his teammates.
Whoops.
So of course they gave him a razzing about that, and then Sam showed him on the notes. It was in there. I just missed it.
You guys were in there in spirit.
So, but Omaha not too far away from Minnesota, so a bunch of those guys were out there to celebrate Sam, and of course know how important this is as a team effort, and some good-natured ribbing on their part. If you didn't get a chance to see the Hall of Fame speeches or some of the great videos Jason Thomas put together about the 2015 class, be sure to check out, maybe not right now, but when you're all said and done here, search a little bit more on youtube.com/BowlTV, and you'll find the archive of the Hall of Fame inductions and a few of these videos as well, so you can get to see Sam throughout his career and a few thoughts from him and his teammates. Very cool stuff.
Speaking of cool stuff, Mr. Smith, a visitor in the chat room tonight, Greg Engelkist, just bowled a 300 game here this week, 1 of 4 on the year, and checking in to watch these top players, and we've been practicing saying his name all week long. He got to bowl with his father Joseph in doubles. A very cool experience, and that was around the time we saw our defending doubles champions, Carl and Clark. I did it right all week long. Tripped up this time, Carl and Clark Polzer, also from Minnesota. They put their title on the line this week. Came up a little bit short, but had a great experience and had a good time watching Greg and his father compete on the championship lane. So thanks to Greg and everybody else for joining us tonight.
Volklander unable to cover the 2-8. So the first open for the Lakers here in game number 1. Luke's still searching for that elusive eagle that his teammates have, but he's put together a nice performance in his now 13th year, or this is his 13th year competing at the Open, including a perfect game in 2011 right here on Bowl TV.
Aaron, there's so much happening in the chat room right now. I don't even know what's going on, but almost none of it has to do with the Open Championship, so we can not pay as close attention right now. We'll just look around and watch all these talented teams try to get it done here. Again, we've got Shannon and Brian O'Keefe bowling over on lanes 7 and 8. If you'd like to follow along on X Bowling, just visit bowl.com/openchamp and click on the scoring tab on the right side of your screen, and you'll see a link to X Bowling. You can pick any lane, any bowler in the house right now. And there are plenty of them, wall to wall. So take your pick, watch your favorite players, and if there's anything happening that we can see from here, we certainly will keep an eye on things as they unfold. And we're probably going to have to do a little bit of work jotting down some scores and to get ready for doubles and singles tomorrow. Of course, all these players will be back at some point tomorrow to bowl 6 more games. So we'll definitely want to check them for all events. So much potential. But right now, it's all about the team event, the Linds Lakers, and Linds Lakers 2, the number on top, 3368, Team NABR. And I am confident that one or more of those team members are watching right now. If they can make it through today, then they got to feel pretty good. And another celebrity sighting, PBA champion Patrick Allen will be making his return to the Open Championships this year.
What's up, Mop?
And without a doubt, he's going to sit down and watch Matt McNiel try to perform here. McNiel has put up some big numbers and seems to like to shoot 780s in the team event or so to get things off to a quick start.
It's looking good so far through 5 frames.
And Aaron, Greg said thanks for the shout out, which means that we didn't butcher his last name today. So
it's all about learning and getting better and not making the same mistake twice.
Well, he'll hear his name in the squad room and on the lanes every year for the rest of his career. Mr. McNiel continues to strike here because that's what Mr. McNiel does.
The Rodney Dangerfield of college bowling. We mentioned it on last night's stream. We'll mention it again, though, that the X-Bowling Intercollegiate Team and Singles Championships shows are going to be airing in just hours. They'll be kicking off May 4th on CBS Sports Network at 7 p.m. Eastern with the Women's Singles Show. May 11th, Men's Singles. May 18th, Women's Team. And May 25th, we'll wrap it up with the Men's Team finale, including Mr. McNiel, as his Wichita State Shockers take on the Midland Warriors. So we won't tell you who won because we're nice guys like that. But be sure to check those out once again. CBS Sports Network, Mondays in May, 7 p.m. Eastern. Find your local listings to check that out. Definitely some great performances along the way. They have some of the Calumet College team in the building to bowl this week as well. They made a run at the men's TV show, came up a little bit short, falling to Midland in the semifinals.
They also had a nice run in this very building. Watched a little bit of that today, doing some research on Ronnie Sparks Jr. And Wichita State that year beat Calumet for the title. I heard their coach is a cool guy. I need to meet him.
He's all right. Mike Kubacki, a good friend from back home in my Northwest Indiana days before you guys dragged me to Texas.
A good friend with a poor memory, as we've met every year for the last 3 years, and he always says, it's nice to finally meet you. It's like 50 first dates.
Oh, you got 47 more times then, if that's the case.
Well, there's got to be some kind of award for that, being the PR guy for 58 years.
Well, I talked to him earlier today. He's like, we talked about the live stream. Like, oh, what group are you doing? They saw the sheets up near registration, saw all the names. He's like, which guys are you doing? I'm like, oh, well, we'll do McNiel and Lantto and those guys. It's like, oh, it's you and Matt? So he knows of you. He just doesn't remember ever meeting you.
It's all right. And speaking of all right, Linds Lakers won here in game number 1. Pretty solid start. Again, 33-68 is the number. Mr. McNiel leading the way. Spare 5-bagger, because that's what he does. Matt opting for the plastic drinking receptacle this year. So we'll see how that affects his performance.
It's always fun to look at McNeil's participation record sheet. His first 3 years, coming out of the gates, 1891 his first year. We talked about that big 780 set in singles. So he struggled a little bit in his first few events. 1858 in Albuquerque, 1839 in Las Vegas in 09. And then this happened, 23-26, 22-41, 22-02, 2099, and 2034. So unfortunately, he's gone in the wrong direction every year since 2010, but
well,
I guess I'll take a low of 2034, though.
2010 was the year that he got called up to bowl with Lynn Cedarvale, and had already proven himself a little bit. Got the call, Carl Fitek and the guys, and just 2010, a really awesome couple of moments there as he broke the all-events record. And then the rest, as they say, is history. But we've had a lot of good moments with these guys over the years. Back in 2005, my tournament debut as a PR guy here, got to see Todd Savoy be inducted into the USBC Hall of Fame. And then in 2006, a nice team all-events run, a late night in Corpus Christi. And then Vokalander's 300 game here on Bowl TV. And you mixed in all that McNiel stuff, and these guys definitely have the world watching when they step on the lanes here at the Open Championships. However, they do not have a nation named after them yet, as Barta Nation turned out 1,200 strong to watch Adam and his teammates take the lead here just a couple weeks ago. McNiel gets that one left, and lucky to leave just the 9-pin.
Shot even got Patrick Allen out of his seat. I believe they won a PBA regional doubles title together.
Sounds possible.
I'm not putting it past him.
So much happening right now. I know we have to put up the Zavaco's 100,000 pin story, but I certainly don't want his moment in the spotlight to get buried. So much news, and then in the next 3 days we have 3 more 50-year guys. So lots to celebrate here. Big scores and big achievements in participation.
And big messengers, Luke Folklander sending sticks.
So we'll be here all 3 games of this team event. Pine Lanes 19 and 20 here at the El Paso Convention Center. Matt Canizaro and Aaron Smith, back-to-back days of coverage from the 2015 USBC Open Championships. If you missed yesterday's broadcast, a couple of 3,000 shot here live. You can check out the archives on Bowl TV. And if you want to see a Clutch performance, go back and watch Rob Gottschall get it done for Team NABR.
It's definitely a great show, and back-to-back opens for Savoy, unable to cover the 10-pin. Jeff Vogt had a big 761 yesterday. Today didn't go as well. Those things will happen. Going on 2 different oil patterns, a true test of versatility, as Mr. Canizaro likes to say.
I do like to say that a lot more than I like to endure it, but certainly have to step up here. And this year, with this year's lane conditions, 38 feet and 39 feet. You can find those graphs and details on the Open Championships page on bowl.com, along with a lot of great information and news, including a story about Ronnie Sparks taking the lead today. Team pattern this year is the 38-foot one. Doubles and singles, 39 feet and a little heavier volume.
Nothing too crazy coming over from the Cambridge 1 and 2 teams. Cambridge 2 actually a little bit stronger so far. In the early going of game 1, only 2 opens for them. Handful of opens for Cambridge 1, featuring Brian and Shannon O'Keefe, Bill Webb, Ron Nelson Jr., Chris Viale, and his hair.
Well, we've seen a lot of teams struggle to start here in 2015 and come back with big finishes. So I'm definitely not going to count anybody out, and we definitely need some eyes on the ground here to track some scores. So much happening. And just another squad coming up after this. So a busy day, brand new schedule here in 2015. No bad times. Doubles and single squad starting at 9 and 1. Team event 5 o'clock, and then the 8:30 squad. Most days will alternate. It'll either be a team event or a doubles and single squad. A couple combos coming up this week. But other than that, you have your choice and your choice for next year. So registration already open. And if you bowl next year, that will guarantee your same dates and times for 2017 when we head to the all-new South Point Bowling Plaza in Las Vegas. Take a look at all that information. And if you haven't come this way yet in 2015, there's still time. You can either put a team together or find the subboard online or on site. You don't want to miss out on a terrific host city.
Nice shot by Scott Sodergren for 3 in a row. East staring down the 3-4, 6-10.
Game one rolling along here. Already the 8th frame. And a lot of strikes on the board for Linds Lakers.
Certainly not surprised by that. Nice shot from Corbett. Charles Vachon, one of the nicest guys you'll ever get the chance to meet. Very humble. Just a great guy to chat with for a little bit. And he's gotten into the college bowling ranks himself. Was surprised earlier this year. Was out in Las Vegas at the new South Point Bowling Plaza, live streaming a few events around Christmas time. And all of a sudden I run into him and, hey, what are you doing here? He was helping out the North Dakota State program, so always cool to see these guys giving back as well. Helping the next generation build a future for the sport.
See, I can see you taking some of your free time and really guiding the next generation, as you mentioned. The Aaron Smith diet, the Aaron Smith School of Bowling and Broadcasting.
There's only one school of broadcasting I want to go to.
Emil Williams Jr.
That's right.
That's our guy. And I heard there might be an Emil Williams Jr. appearance when you head to Reno. That's a good segue, as the live stream schedule here in 2015 rolls on. Back-to-back days here at the Open Championships, but Mr. Smith packing his suitcase and taking his show on the road later this week. Mr. Smith, what is coming up?
Well, Mr. Canizar, I'll be leaving Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday sounds about right. For broadcast Thursday and Friday at the National Bowling Stadium for the 2015 event. We've been talking about Shannon O'Keefe a little bit today, and she will actually be on those first two broadcasts. Shannon was part of Believe in a Cure, along with USBC Hall of Famer Linda Barnes, Tennille Milligan, and Kendra Gaines. So they captured the 2014 Diamond Team title. So we'll feature their team event at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific. And the following day at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, we'll have their doubles and singles, as Linda Barnes will look to defend her all events title from last year as well. She took home 2 titles to raise her career total to 6. So we'll get back-to-back days of coverage from the WC, along with another team event on May 10th. Lisa Barfield, standout from Washington State, and her team will be in town. So we'll throw the cameras up one more time, and then I'll think about coming back to El Paso.
I don't know why you would want to, but not because El Paso isn't awesome, but well, get to take a break from this guy. It's always a bonus. Reno, also pretty awesome. So, tough decision there.
Okay.
But hopefully you'll be back just in time for me to head off to the USBC Queens.
Not before we knock out another live stream here. We'll get you on for those 11thframe.com guys.
not too bad either.
I believe that's May 15th, and then you'll hit the road on the 16th to Green Bay, Wisconsin. The Schwabenon Bowling Alley. I just like saying that name, Schwabenon. But yeah, Queens will be taking place starting May 13th all the way through May 19th. So Matt and Lucas Wiseman will be tag teaming the show there. So be sure to check that out and follow on bowl.com/Queens.
Definitely a lot going on at all of our great events. If you want to see the rest of the live stream schedule, check out the Open Championships page. Click on the information tab, and live stream schedule is at the bottom. Just click on the link. Show you what's going on in El Paso and Reno as we showcase both terrific tournaments. USBC Mixed also going on in Reno, so for all you ladies headed that way, take the guys with you. Take advantage. Roll 2 events in 1 trip. Time for a quick shout out to Jessica Gilgore with no E. Working hard in Reno right now. A lot happening there. Defending champion Mallory Nutting on the lanes. Also celebrating 50 years with Shirley Williams. And rumor has it, new USBC Hall of Famer Liz Johnson also in town in the biggest little city. So Jessica, thank you for your hard work in keeping us up to date on what's happening out there, and clean off Aaron's desk. He'll be headed that way in a couple of days to help. Right now, we're into the 10th frame here on lanes 19 and 20 at the El Paso Convention Center. USBC Hall of Famer Sam Lantto working on a 3-bagger. Looking to lead his team past that 33.68 mark set by Team NABR of West Henrietta, New York, hometown now of Michael Rose Jr., team captain, and 2007 regular all events champ, looking to spread the Eagle love with his teammates. Get himself some matching bookends there. Still a long way to go, not even to the halfway point of this year's event. More than 7,300 teams headed this way, looking to take down that number.
Lantto proving to be the spark plug at the top of the lineup that he's exhibited over the years. A little animated up there, having some fun and making great shots. 237 to kick it off. $1,100 still out there for Linds Lakers 1. Nice shot by Joey to kick off the 10th after a few opens early on here. Joey kind of making his debut with the Lakers. Matt, I know these guys tend to bring a few extra guys each year, and Joey was part of that last year and got bumped up to the main team here, or the second team.
Well, with the new setup that we introduced in 2013, along with fresh oil for every squad and 2 lane conditions, we've got to 6 on a pair for doubles and singles, rather than the traditional 4. So these guys bring 12 bowlers so that they can all have the whole pair. So 6 bowlers on each pair as a group, and 2 of the bowlers get to find other teams when they arrive. And I actually directed them towards a talented Houston team for one of the guys. And last year, Robillard was that extra guy, and he actually found a spot in one of my groups that I was the captain of, and bowled just under 600 in the team event, and then came back with a pair of 700s in doubles and singles. Made a nice run in his debut, but yes, getting the call here in the team event. We mentioned Gary Green, who bowled a 300 here at the Open Championships, missing from this year's roster, so curious what's happened there. But Robillard getting the call for sure, so we'll see if he can shake the nerves off. No doubt some nerves. I would imagine he grew up watching these guys and seeing the Eagles flying all around Minnesota, understanding the tradition, going back to the Minnesota Loons that Todd Savoy was a part of back in the day.
Not only do you get entertained, you get a history lesson as well with Matt Canizaro.
That's what we do here, sir. Provide a service. Anybody can watch bowling and ball reaction and see what's going on out there, and with some of the equipment, very recognizable colors, so we don't need to tell you and bore you with all the details about where to play and how to strike and how to find success here, so we tell you all the cool stuff.
Just had a comment in the chat room, Lisa Noor letting us know that Gary Green is fighting a back injury. So best of luck to Gary to get that resolved and get back on the lane soon.
And that is a former Team USA member, Lisa Noor. So Minnesota turning out top prospects at every level, men and women. Including Mr. Eric Vermilia, a member of the Team All Events leading Junior Team USA Support 1 group. Shot 10,000 for the 3rd consecutive year. 10,064. So no matter what the Linds Lakers get here, it's going to help them chip away a little bit at that 10,000 number. They've been there before. It's very demanding lane conditions in 2015, and they've got a lot of work ahead of them. Of course, it's a marathon. 9 games, 45 games total between the 5 players. They're going to have to get some breaks as Savoy spins the 7 around. It does not go down.
Scott looking pretty comfortable there. He's going to have a nice opener for Linds Lakers too. .168 in the books for Todd Savoy. John can add another 50 on top of their score with 3 strikes in the 10th, so 10:57 still available. Shaw finishes up at 192 to give Linds Lakers 2 945. 213 for East. Gives the Linds Lakers 1 1045.
And 45, not a bad start. And we've seen 950 be a pretty good number here. So anything over 1,000. Actually, something to take note of.
Looks like Jeff Carter's team way down on, looks like 47 and 8. They're going to be in that, around that 1040 mark too. A lot of strikes up there for those guys after a few early opens. I had to guess, I think that's 1047, so not too far behind, or right at the same pace, I should say, as our feature pair here.
Well, I think we're going to be running around quite a bit tonight. I might be as skinny as Aaron Smith after all that exercise with all the big numbers and big players here tonight. So the numbers starting to climb a little bit here. The top spot, 33.68. Aaron Smith will take a look at the leaderboard to see what'll get you in the top 5 and the top 10.
We've said it plenty of times, 33.68 Team NABR out of West Henrietta, New York, up on top. You got to see that live on Bowl TV just a few weeks ago. Seems like ages, by the way. Time flies when you're having fun.
We are having fun, sir.
Sitting in second, and Junior Team USA support number 1, 33.59. Then a bit of a drop off in third. Hashtag Team Dole out of Cleveland, 32.31. Bowling with Leverage Pro Shop, 32.11 out of Peoria, Arizona. Those are the only teams to crack the 3,200 mark so far. Sitting in fifth, Coach K Scholarship. Pleasant View, Utah, 31.78. And right now to crack the top 10, 31.16. Here I talked about a lead change in singles earlier today. Ronnie Sparks Jr. out of Redford, Michigan, 793. During the 9 a.m. squad today, we had new leaders in regular doubles just a few nights ago. Mark Sleeper Jr. and Anthony Simonson, 1409, the first 1400 of the 2015 event. 21-81, still on top of regular all events. Sparks made a run at that, fell a little bit short, moved into third with 21-18. So he had all the right numbers, just in the wrong order. And Junior Team USA support number 1 with that big 10,064 on top of team all events. All right, Mr. Cannizzaro, I want to prove that I've been paying attention all these years, even though I say I usually am not listening when you are chatting and rambling on, but I put other people in the building to work for us to track down some scores of the teams on the high end of the house. So thanks to recent graduate from Calumet College, Mitch Kadick, they're down watching Jeff Carter's crew on 47-8. And the Weber kids on 51-2. So he confirmed that 10:47 for Jeff Carter, Tom Adcock and company. Said the Weber kids struggling a little bit. And he'll send an update as soon as they finish up. Cambridge 1 featuring Brian and Shannon O'Keefe. They could still get to 966. They are down to their final bowler here in the first game.
Mr. Smith, if you remember, last year the Weber kids put an abrupt end to a very delicious seafood dinner at the Atlantis Buffet in Reno last year.
Well, for you maybe. I was still there.
That's right. They made a pretty wild run at 3,500, which included a 298 game in their finale. Came up a little bit short, but certainly proved all that training down at the Kegel Training Center in Lake Wales, Florida, paid off with success on the big stage after a handful of collegiate championships. And that is a perfect segue and an opportunity to thank our gold partners, including Kegel, Columbia, Hammer, and Storm. thanks to those folks for continued support, allowing us to make things happen here on Bowl TV and on the championship stage.
All right, an update from the Team Weber alumni. They have alumni now. They've only been around for a few years, but they have alumni. 974 in the opener, and their other team went 910. So once again, thanks to Mitch Kadick for helping out. We appreciate it, and just finished up his collegiate career. Got named to the all-tournament team at the X-Bowling Intercollegiate Team Championships, so congratulations. A great way to end the career. Right now we're behind lanes 19 and 20. Another impressive start for Linds Lakers 1. We'll see if they can keep the momentum going here in game 2. These guys are not too far off the pace Team NABR started with, 10:57 for them in game 1, followed by 11:23 and 11:88, of course, with the great 10th frame courtesy of Brian Wallachek, Mike Rose Jr., and Rob Gottschall. I remember in the video that Jason Thomas put together on Sam Lantto that if you're bowling with Sam and you're up on the other lane, you know, you might as well just wait until he comes back to the approach tee and pick up your bowling ball. Very animated out there. Fortunate just to have the 9 left standing there. Takes care of the spare. Scott did not like that shot off his hand, but that thing came roaring back. Fortunately for Savoy, his shot did the same as it went through the nose. 168 in the opener for the Hall of Famer.
Mr. Smith, the crowd is growing online. About to hit the 500 mark. I know there's some sort of boxing match happening tonight. Mildly entertaining compared to this, I'm sure.
We are the Pacquiao and Mayweather of bowling commentary, so.
Nice spear pick up there by Savoy to keep the momentum going here for Linds Lakers 1. 10:45 in the opener, 33-68. The number they're trying to beat. No doubt, as we approach halfway in game number 2. 5 guys from Team NABR. Imagine their phones will be ringing with messages telling them to tune in to Bowl TV if they're not watching already. I would think anytime somebody's in the lead here, there's always people looking out for you. And anytime somebody bowls a good score, your notifications are going to go wild.
Yeah, definitely a different day and age with social media and how quickly the word spreads. I was out here videotaping Simonson and Sleeper just the other night when they were taking over the doubles lead, and by the time I got back to my desk not too far away, there was already something up from someone in the audience who had a video of their own. And
yeah, they're making our jobs a little bit more challenging, doing the work for us, telling the world what's going on. Saw that today with Ronnie Sparks Jr. As he took the lead, I had the message typed. Just had to add in the final score in the fill ball and press post, so I could at least try to get it out there before everybody else.
that's why you're a superstar, sir.
Because I can type faster than everybody else on my phone.
It's impressive. Here's a guy who probably texted you a few times about scores in 2012. On lane 19, Matt McNiel. Folklander chopping down the 10.
here, and the Linds Lakers are so well known and so talented that even Jackie Bowling is taking time out of her day to sit in the bleachers and watch these guys get it done. Jackie, of course, working in the Storm booth this year here at the Open Championships, so she's taking a lot of fan pictures and signed autographs. She's just a bowling fan at heart, here to watch some of the best players.
Just enough of the 10 pin for John there to finish up the 4th frame. There's got to be a story behind the sweater vest. I don't know it. Curious though. We always see him out here. He's always wearing that. He even got McNiel to wear it back in 2012, I believe. And
well, based on Matt's performance that year, pretty sure I'd wear a sweater vest everywhere I went after that, but it is awfully chilly inside the tournament venue. Kind of wish I had a sweater vest up here in the booth right now. But these guys keep striking. We'll have the opportunity to find out, because that means interview time. Still a long way to go though. Not even halfway through game number 2. 33-68 is a bit of a warlock. Big number on a challenging condition here in 2015. Every bit of that well earned by Team NABR. Junior Team USA support not far behind at 33-59. Then a pretty significant drop off. So that just goes to show you how talented those two teams are in being able to work together and string strikes. And both of them come from all corners of the United States, so they don't have time to practice together and get together and strategize. They do all that over the phone or internet. And then when they get here, they take advantage of the showcase lanes. NABR actually had 2 practice sessions back to back, I believe, so they have the opportunity to really see how the lanes transition during the 3 games of team event. Tough spare there for McNiel on the right lane. 75% of one of the hardest spares there is, in my opinion. 2-4-7-8. It's in my top 3 of spares I'd prefer not to shoot at.
I was missing your favorite one not to shoot at there. See what I did there?
I hear you, Mr. Smith. I hear you.
Messenger comes across the deck, does not get the 10 this time for Folklander. So I'll have to wait to game 3 to recapture that magic from 2011.
I think it's a requirement. If you bowl with Linds Lakers, you have to do something announcement worthy within so many years. And Luke did that live on Bowl TV at the National Bowling Stadium. It's an initiation of sorts.
That's what we're used to seeing from Todd Savoy. Break shot in the 5th. After a few splits. Lantto bounces back with a double after his first Open of the 2015 event. Because that's what Hall of Famers do. See how McNiel bounces back after an errant shot on lane 20. He's learned well from Sam, and you can definitely tell if he likes a shot, if he doesn't like a shot, right off his hand. Definitely not afraid to get a bit animated out there.
Well, perhaps he was visualizing his dance moves for this year's Open Championships while he was giving his acceptance speech at the Hall of Fame that he left his teammates out of. But with the accolades they've enjoyed over the years, chances are there'll be a chance for payback down the road. Also part of that Hall of Fame class, Gus Unaris was the 4th member of his Linds Limited team inducted into the USBC Hall of Fame.
It's got to be one of the keys. Got to work that into your team name. Start with Linds.
Or the Linds guys make very good decisions in the teams that they support. Jeff Lind actually got to meet him in 2009. I was at the Greater Milwaukee Bowling Association Hall of Fame dinner. Got to present 6 Eagles that day. 5 members of Linds Limited. They won team and team all events that year. And then of course, Ronnie Vokes took home the all events title with a then record 23-21. So I got to sit at a table with Darashevsky and Mr. Lind, and it was a pretty cool experience. So, always fun to get out there in the real world and celebrate the success that we see from the scoreboard all the way to that phone call in July. And back in 2006, when we called Sam Lantto to let him know that his team indeed had claimed the Team All Events title, he was out walking the dog, having a leisurely stroll around the neighborhood. Not worried about what was happening at the Open Championships, just enjoying the day.
Certain things you can't unsee, Matt Cannizzaro.
But you never know what you're going to see here at the Open Championships. Bowlers coming from all 50 states and several foreign countries. We actually had 4 national anthems on one squad the other day. A lot of international support here for this great event. Nearly 40,000 bowlers headed our way, including our old friend and newly retired Gary Schmidt, who just stopped by to say hello. Gary and his brother Steve has been awfully close to being interviewed here at the Open Championships in doubles. Came up a little bit short. Always something to strive for. Gary with a Sport Bowling Certified 800 series to his name. So that's pretty cool. So the talent's definitely there. We'll see him hit the lanes here. First time in retirement. Maybe he'll be relaxed and get it done in 2015.
Well, since we're talking about Gary, and if Mike Donahue is still hanging around, obviously the rest of those guys who bowl at Cowtown Bowling Palace on Wednesday nights are hanging out with us here in El Paso, but Gary had a not too fun night on the lanes. I believe we renamed the 8-10 split after him after 3 of those in one league session.
Nice break there from McNiel as he tickles the 3 and it falls forward. Didn't mean to interrupt your story with all the excitement here. Please resume the Gary Schmidt 8-10.
Well, after the 3rd one, it was exciting bowling to see if he could do it for a 4th time. Despite several close calls, he finished the night with just the 3, but I'm sure Gary will appreciate me telling that story on the air. So. Folklander tomahawks tonight. He's throwing pins everywhere. It's a 6 out of 7 strikes so far. There's a Shaw getting in on the fun. Tripping the 6. We'll see if Savoy and East can get it going here at the bottom of the lineup for the Lakers. Great shot by Todd. Second 3-bagger of game 2 for Matt McNiel, 227 in the opener. Hadn't opened in the 9th frame of that game, could have been a little bit more. All right, business starting to pick up here. Led by McNiel and Voigtlander.
So the bleachers starting to fill up here. A lot going on, a lot of great players to watch.
And of course, another team event coming up tonight at 8:30. So if there's ever a squad where you can learn a little bit from watching right before, this is it. Once again, we want to thank everyone for joining us here on a exciting sports day on May 2nd. We're behind lanes 19 and 20 at the El Paso Convention Center. Looking like a big move left for East, but he finishes off a perfect 8th frame for the Linds Lakers.
I think I just heard a chant in the distance in Girard, Ohio. 3367, 3367, 3367. So of course, you always want to see your friends and fellow competitors bowl well. And actually, Ronnie Sparks said that in his interview today. He's excited about watching the leaderboards, a little bit nervous. He said nerve-wracking a couple times. And he said he wishes everybody the best of luck, and he'd be okay if everybody else who came out here shot 792 and enjoyed similar success.
Well, as bad as these guys definitely want to have that eagle, it's crowning achievement here in the sport, and certainly when the scores start to get set, if you will, for a particular tournament year, and folks realize just how tough it is to get up there, they can certainly appreciate an effort they would end up getting around it. I'm sure Scott Endersby a little disappointed today to hear the news, but
a lot of these talented players, they've been the ones on the outside looking in before. They've had the close calls, and then you have your one breakthrough, as Mr. McNiel did in 2010, and that confidence and seems to snowball. And we saw that, of course, Savoy back in the early 1980s when Aaron Smith was just a wee tyke.
it's a little guy.
Finding quite a bit of success here in consecutive years even. So it seems to come in bunches. And some teams and some bowlers just right there, just waiting a couple more strikes, and they'll have that little orange bird next to their names too.
These strikes are coming in bunches right now. Perfect 8th for the Lakers, and Lantto added another one. McNiel says, I need 3 lanes to walk this off, but he gets it. Kind of even feels like the demeanor's changed. I mean, from folks can't see it watching at home, but It just seems like the tide has turned a little bit for these guys, and
it's always a bit of a roller coaster. You got to ride out that transition and use that experience to stick with the game plan.
I saw that in 2013 as well. Broadcasting these guys doubles and singles for McNiel, and he was working the tournament, and as far as the on-site coach, and team event definitely didn't go the way he would have liked, and it was one of those things where it's kind of out of the way. That was the practice session he was teaching, and he said it felt like a weight off his shoulders after he finally just got done with the team event. Came out with a nice set in double shot, I think 700 on the nose. And then all of a sudden, I think we had rigs on for that as well, and just the demeanor changed, and he got that look again. And he said in the interview afterwards, it's when you find the right look at this tournament, it's something you just have to capitalize on, and he came just a little bit short. 2 pins at the time of the leading score. Ended up third that year, but it's definitely an exciting journey along the way.
Well, as Eric Vermillion pointed out, all of these things part of the experience, from taking the lead to the interview, the pictures, the brief celebration, and then watching the leaderboards until the tournament concludes. And either you did or you didn't. And Vermillion's been on both ends of that. Waited for months to find out, just not enough. And then a couple of years later, finally.
Yeah, she's up camping in Mount Charles.
Problem on the spare for East. So a quick math update brought to you by Purdue University. 1185 the max score for Linds Lakers 1. The 15 in the 10th. That's a bit outside. These guys definitely have the chance to be right on pace, maybe even a little ahead of pace of Team NABR going into Game 3 here. The 10th frame of Game 2 was not necessarily their best moment. All working on strikes going into the 10th, and none of them were able to capitalize with a double. So we'll see how it goes the rest of the way here. McNiel and Voigtlander both working on 4-baggers.
See a big string of strikes down on the far end from Jeff Carter. It's like 270 pace, 260 pace maybe. With
Looks
3 in
like-
the 10th.
Looks like a strike, 2 spares, and then hasn't missed since, so that'd be in the 260s. Nice shot by Joey. Another strike in the 10th frame for him. There's the emotion.
Not this time for Mr. McNiel. Got the break on the last shot. Throws that one probably even better. And the 8-pin says, nay, nay, Mr. McNiel.
250 is still good, though.
It's about his tournament average since 2010.
.257, 256.
227?
227. Is that what I said? No?
Well, you're close. You're within 30, so that's all right.
I'm sure he'll take the 30, but these are rules. So my apologies. 227, 256, so 483-ish at the turn.
Well, it's going to take some work to get to that 780 he's used to in team event. But we've seen him do it here twice on Bowl TV.
It's true. It's been a few years since he's lived up to the nickname Matty McHonor, so
He is the only bowler in tournament history with 3 800s on the tournament lanes. We're up to 600 online right now, watching Linds Lakers 1 and 2 here on our featured pair, lanes 19 and 20 here at the El Paso Convention Center. Matt Canizaro and Aaron Smith in live action for the second consecutive day from the USBC Open Championships here in El Paso. Luke Voigtlander goes Brooklyn, but it still counts. It's an X on the scoreboard for the double, and he's going to be in the 270s here in game number 2. So a big push here by Linds Lakers. It's been a while since 2006 when they took home the Team All Events title with some different personnel. Lantto, Savoy, and John East, all part of that effort.
Along with Gary Green and Charles Vachon.
So they're certainly going to have a nice number here after 2 games. And ready to give Team NABR a run. 33-68, the number on top. And as soon as they're done here with game 2, Aaron Smith, as always, banging on that calculator. We'll let you know exactly what they need, and we'll watch it all unfold here live on Bowl TV. Tell your friends, game 2 in the books in just a few minutes. So we're getting down to the good part, the excitement. Don't want to miss it.
And Barda Nation might be tuning in.
Jeff DeMuck with a question in the chat room about McNeil's honor scores. First one, when he was not a USBC sport member, came in 2010 to cap off his record all events run. He had 299, 806 in singles. Learned at that point the relevance and importance of upgrading your membership to sport prior to competing at the Open Championships. Came back the very next year, did that first thing, and then shot 300, 822, also at the National Bowling Stadium, live on Bowl TV. And then followed that up in 2012 in Baton Rouge. Wanted to prove that he can find success outside of the National Bowling Stadium. He certainly did that in a big way. 300, 847 on the way to the doubles and all events titles in the Red Stick. So there you have it. Bit of a honor score drought for McNiel. We'll see if he can add to his tally here in El Paso.
And Matt, you got to watch what you say now, and we can't talk about Lucas anymore. Just so you know.
Always watching.
His ears were burning. Hi, Lucas. Nice finish for Savoy to get to 209. Ari at 1095. Another 50 could be added on top. 1145. That can jump up 100 pins. That would actually put him ahead of pace of what Team NABR was at. That's quick math, not real math, so we'll see, but needs to get this first one here. Only 3 strikes so far this game. See if he can connect for number 4. Runs a little high, leaves the 4-7. $950 for Linds Lakers 2. All right, 21-78 at the turn. Means these guys will need 1190 in the finale to take a share of the lead.
Appreciate everybody tuning in. It is game 3 now of this team event. Behind lanes 19 and 20. Linds Lakers trying to take down that 33-68 number on top of the standings, and a lot of momentum here going into the finale. If anything, we're definitely going to have some excitement here. Live on Bull TV, tell your friends it's time. First 2 games just laying the groundwork for an exciting finish.
Nice start for Linds Lakers 2 to kick off game number 3. Does look like that score correction was made for John. So that'll change the number they need to 1191 instead of 1190.
$11.91 is a lot. We've certainly seen our share of 1200s. Last night's team, 123bull.com, had $12.99 last year at the time, highest score in history. Beaten shortly thereafter, 13-18. Saw 12.23 earlier this year. ND Storm, led by Matt Smallin, on the way into the lead at the time, 31-49. We've seen the Linds Lakers rally often. It's kind of a regular thing. There's a few years there was either team event or team all events or both. Just a couple close calls.
Team event, definitely what these guys strive for, and team all events, of course, tied in with that. We hear that year in, year out, talking to folks, and I always think back to stories of Bo Gergen winning regular singles in 09 and just hoping to get to share that experience with his teammates. And how about that? Team all events next year.
kind of the path Anthony Lacaze is trying to take too. He enjoyed success with his team in 2013 on the way to the team all events title. Decided to branch out on his own in 2014, claiming regular all events, but decided it's way better with your teammates along for the ride. So he helped them back to the top of the team all event standings here in 2015 with 10,064. And should that hold on to win, it would be the second bowler in tournament history with titles in 3 consecutive years. So a lot of exciting possibilities. But I know that the Lakers and many other teams would love nothing more than to deny Lacaze his place in history.
It's an early open for the Lakers. It's actually the second time Luke's missed that spare. Happened again. Mike or May. See, I got his name right this time and everything. He still calls me the other guy in the chat room. It's cold, Mike. It's cold.
I think that's the thing now, guy. You'll always be the other guy.
It's all right, though. I'll get used to it.
Hey, but at least you're here. Not like that other time when you decided that you didn't want to be here.
That's true.
Not everybody gets that chance, Mr. Smith. A second chance at live streaming glory.
I really never had a first chance prior to that, so.
Well, technically, your first go round live streaming, not part of the mix. And now, while we're here in the booth, it is a Purdue University reunion.
Whoa. Ron Hicklin in the house.
World famous ball designer Ron Hicklin stopping by. You never know who's going to show up when the superstars are on the lanes here at the Open Championships. Good question in the chat room. What did Matt McNiel have his first 2 games? And the folks are on top of it. We don't have to say anything. 227, 256. Appreciate everybody's help and everybody paying attention.
We're really just here for the entertainment aspect.
Nice shot by Vashaw. Thunder from the left side there. Nice to have those 2 guys work together, communicate, help each other out. Otherwise, if you're all by yourself, it's like being on an island. You're either the hero or the zero.
Have you figured out which one you'll be yet this year?
No, sir. But the harder you try to be the one, the more likely you are to be the other. So I'm just gonna have smaller goals. Hashtag 1687.
Ha.
I know Lucas will chime in here in a minute. And he'll probably say better be a little loftier, maybe 1688, because he's going to beat you.
I fully expect Mr. Wiseman to be ready for the challenge after his tedious practice session the other day.
By practice, you mean practice taking selfies while the missus got a few games in. Question is, when Lucas's team gets here, when my team gets here, will they be shooting at 33.68, or will Linds Lakers have something to say about that here in Game 3, needing 11.91 to get to that top spot?
A few opens early on, but great shots like that from Matt McNiel will help ease the pain.
So with all of Matt's success, what does his team average compare to doubles and singles? You know, he's usually good for 750, 780 or so.
For his compared to his overall lifetime average, he's, despite a few 780s in singles, he is the team player, a 230.9 average in team event, 232.6 in doubles, only 223.5 in singles for an overall career average in 8 tournaments of 229. But he has had some memorable runs in team event, 780 in 2010, 745 in 11, 792 in 2012. Kind of talked about his performance in 2013. Wasn't one of his best, 612, and then 759 last year at the National Bowling Stadium. Perfect third frame for Linds Lakers 1. Lantto already looking to make the fourth frame the same way. Give him 3 in a row after sparing the first.
So I think Lucas is saying that his lady's not good enough to shoot 1687. Mr. Wiseman, I think you need to bring her with you. You guys go toe-to-toe here on the biggest stage in bowling.
Right now, both Linds Lakers teams stealing the stage as we just have to look at that scoreboard.
Well, 1191 will give us some work to do. Tell all your friends, tell Team NABR, tell Junior Team USA support. The Lakers are on a mission. So shout out to Green Sweets in the chat room, sir or ma'am. Everything is all fixed. Score correction done. Score on the scoreboards is correct. 10:45, 11:32, and they need 11:91 here to get to the top spot on the leaderboards, and they are piling on the strikes here. That is a team 9-bagger. Make that 10.
Shot a little wide for John. Fortunate just at the 2 up there. Mistake you're not used to seeing out there. The single pin miss from East.
Cambridge 1 and 2. That is the O'Keefe's group. Cambridge 2, 1,004, 1,084 for plus 88 after 2. And Cambridge 1 with both O'Keefe's 955, 1011 for 1974. Doesn't add up, but 1974, part of game 3 already counted in. So they're just under the 2,000 mark through 2. Keep an eye on them, and Aaron, I'm sure, still getting reports from the high side of the center, where Tom Adcock and Jeff Carter put up a big game too.
My guy left. They're back over at the Boulder Journal preparing for their days on the lanes coming up, so I believe Jeff DeMonk has been chiming in. Sound like 10:47, 10:50. Looks like they got off to a little bit of a slower start in game 3. A few spares out there, a handful of opens. I have a question. How long are the live streams usually? Well, for team event, usually lasts right around 3 hours. Doubles and singles events, so going a few more games, even though they have less people on the pair, 3.5. We are in our final game here at the El Paso Convention Center for the 5 p.m. team squad. It got started a little bit late. Once again, we had one of the longest lists of accomplishments ever announced in possibly tournament history, with all the celebrities and past champions on the squad and recognizing them for all their work over the years. McNiel, 5 for 5.
I wonder if it's even fun for McNiel still, coming out here
I was going to say,
shooting 700 every set.
and he's just a kid still. He's not even 30 yet. Jeez. He hasn't hit his prime. That happens, right? All goes up from here?
Get better with age.
Exactly, right?
Mr. Smith, I
That's all
think.
it-
I think we're on the downhill slide back here.
That's why we're back here, right?
We're not athletes. I don't know that we ever were, but there's a place for all of us, and this is ours. So embrace it.
Late trip on the 10 for Luke. Crowd's getting fired up too. Still not an available seat around us. Except next to Mike Larson. He's here.
A lot of possibilities here on paper. Great shot there by Savoy. 10 pin doesn't go, but 1191 is what they'll need. Pretty soon, Mr. Smith, I'll be old enough that my heart won't be able to take this kind of excitement.
To get you some Bayer extra strength before every live stream then. John's able to get that one back.
Folks at home doing the math for us as well. Bowling Fanatic 20 says 1380 still possible.
I've got 1358 after the Savoy.
Well, we're halfway through game 3, so not a lot of room to work with.
But if you keep striking, it's easy. It's 5 in a row for the recently inducted Hall of Famer. Tom Corbett getting in on the action as well, his first double. He was actually the last person to get a double on the pair. How about that? Shot a little wide of target, unable to make it back up the hill. So the Matty McNiel moniker will have to wait another day.
Question in the chat room, is there another squad in live stream tonight? There is another squad, but there will not be another live stream. We are live streamed out, folks. Back-to-back days, a lot of excitement on the lanes, and still the potential for a recap of Linds Lakers should they get to 33-68 or beyond. Not a lot of room to work with. 1191 is what they need. But we'll be ready if they get there. next live stream broadcast actually will take place from the USBC Women's Championships. Aaron Smith got his bags packed, ready to go. Maybe you can get a seat next to Shannon O'Keefe, who's headed your way.
Be all right.
You guys can share war stories from this year's Open Championships. You've already completed your time on the lanes. She is bowling right now on lane 8. And then she'll head to the Women's Championships to help defend the Diamond Team title. And just a quick note to Scott Tapley in the chat room. You have the ability to adjust the settings on your video window. At the very bottom, there's a gear shift looking icon. Click on that and select a more appropriate definition. And it'll make your viewing experience much more enjoyable.
I'm afraid we can't help with the listening experience.
If you're not looking, Mr. Smith, Lucas Wiseman is calling us out.
I say we just save those hours for when he's in town, and we'll put up the equipment for his pair.
We should just put it up and leave it and let the bowling speak for itself. What do you think? Give the fans what they want, but don't make us suffer through it as well. Lucas, thumbs up.
That was a detrimental 6th frame to the Linds Lakers. 2 opens, 2 spares, and just the 1 strike from Sam Lantto. Quickly drops their overall score to 1253 by my account. So once again, 1191 the number.
So you see in the chat room there, Lucas Wiseman asked for a wireless microphone. He can do the commentary himself. However, our head live streaming guy keeps all the cool toys to himself. So we won't get a wireless mic until he gets a new one.
Nice break for Tom there. Make it 3 in a row. Hey, you should have seen Lucas at the ITCs. He's live streaming from his phone. He's getting fancy.
Well, he also knows how technically challenged I am, so he keeps the cool stuff until he can write the manual for me to learn how to use it. As Sam Lantto's writing a manual on how to strike here at the Open Championships in Game 3 of the team event. Spare 6-bagger for the Hall of Famer. Trying to keep his team in it. 12:53, a max score still. They need 1191. So every shot, a big shot now.
Nice shot from Joey after the front 5. Bounces back in the 7th. He's settling in after his first appearance with the Lakers in the team event.
Here's Matty McNiel, score stepping up, 227, 256 so far today. Trying to keep the team's hopes alive. No problem for the three-time champ. Who may or may not have enjoyed his final college bowling season. Do appreciate everybody joining us. Nearly 700 strong. Tuned in to see if Linds Lakers 1 or Linds Lakers 2 could make some noise here at the 2015 USBC Open Championships. Matt Canizaro and Aaron Smith with on-site commentary by Lucas Wiseman.
Can we put Lucas on speakerphone for the next squad, maybe? Oaklander looking at back-to-back opens after the Greek Church in the 7th frame. He's able to get 4 of them, but not the 4 pin.
Drops down a few pins. 1232 is what's left out there. As Savoy tries to get things back on track here. Hall of Famer, 6 titles here at the USBC Open Championships. And who wouldn't want 7? You don't give up just because you're in the Hall of Fame. Keep going. So Lucas Wiseman will update your Hall of Fame bio with all of the new titles.
Really is the dream. 4 out of 5 in the 7th. For Linds Lakers 1. Same could be said for Linds Lakers 2. The crossing team doing some work here after respectable scores of 945 and 950. We're going to put up a big number here in the final. Lantto on the spare, but another 22 pins lost overall. So we've gotten to the juncture where it's strike or go home.
All right, 12-10 is it. 1191 is what they need to get to 3368 and match Team NABR leading the team event after an exciting finish. Those guys, I'm sure, checking in, maybe getting a little nervous, but it's all part of the experience here. You got to sweat it out and hope that your phone is the one ringing in July when tournament manager Dwayne Hagan is calling.
Shot runs high for McNiel, so they'll drop their score by 20, 1190. Now their max number, so Team NABR. Hanging on for another day. Now a ton of strikes up there for Jeff Carter's crew, way down on 47 and 48.
I have a feeling there's going to be a pile of score sheets on the desk when we get done here with all these great bowlers and great scores.
Cambridge 1 starting to put it together here in game number 3. They've definitely starting to put some strikes up there. Both O'Keefe's 4 out of 5 to start, along with Ron Nelson Jr. But certainly still a lot of pins left out there for these guys, and we've already talked about McNeil's watch collection. He can continue to help lead these guys to a top 3 score here. Definitely in play. Appreciate the update on hashtag Mike R. Mr. Worme.
Certainly some relief for Team NABR. Have been on the verge. They've been together just 3 years. Collectively or individually, very talented group. A lot of success. And you put that all together. Sometimes it doesn't always work out so well. You could have 5 incredible individuals that just don't mesh together. But those guys certainly do, bringing together 5 sizable resumes and very cohesive team. So a sigh of relief and a close call and a good head start here for Linds Lakers. And for these guys, we've seen this before. They've just missed the top team spot, found their way into the top 10, and really used that as motivation in doubles and singles and put up some terrific numbers over those 6 games. And with 12 players, they'll have 6 on each pair. So the chance to, again, work together. Team strategy coming into play. So we will see what kind of excitement we have tomorrow. Typically they bowl on the late squad, which we don't have anymore. All good times here in 2015. So more than once, they've kept us hard at work until the sun came up. If that happens this time, then it means we're not doing a very good job here.
Huh. Looks like these guys should be back at 1 p.m. tomorrow. For those of you wanting to follow on X Bowling, looks like it'll be lane 25.
All right, big number in team all events, 10,064. Doubles number raised this week to 1409. Mark Sleeper Jr. and Anthony Simonson. Singles got a bit of a boost today from Ronnie Sparks Jr., 793. And of course, regular all events, Rob Gottschall, 2181. Terrific performance by all those players. We'll have the calculators ready to go. Scrap paper. A lot of capable players in El Paso right now. Question about next year's squad schedule. With registration already open, Jeff, the squad times will be the same for 2016. And by bowling in 2016, that locks in your dates and times for a window of time. So if you're interested in going to Las Vegas in 2017, and you want a guaranteed spot, I guess we'll be seeing you in Reno next year. Not sure why you'd want to miss any years of the Open Championships, but a little more incentive there. So squad schedule going to be the same, doubles and singles at 9 a.m. and 1 p.m., team event at 5, and then that 8:30 squad will alternate.
At the end of the game.
Great turnout tonight. A lot of good discussion in the chat room. Can't ask for more than that. Even our compadre, Mr. Wiseman, stopping by to check out the action. We will not see a new leader here on lanes 19 and 20 tonight. A terrific run by Linds Lakers. They're going to have a solid number when it's all done here.
Definitely have the opportunity to move into the top 5, maybe even the top 3. Their counterpart, Linds Lakers 2. 2 solid games to start and impressive performance here in the finale. Some late love on the 10 for Savoy. Question about some of the doubles pairings for tomorrow. Lantto and Savoy. Folklander and East. McNiel and Vishaw, 2012 champs. We are in frame number 10. Nice 256 for recently inducted USBC Hall of Famer Sam Lantto to finish up his day. 33.02 still out there for these guys. That would move them into third. 32.31 currently the number, so they have some room to work with to make the top three.
Once we're done here, we'll get all of their scores tallied and posted on our official Open and Women's Championships Facebook page. You can check it out there. Take notes and get your calculators ready for doubles and singles tomorrow. Aaron already told you they'll bowl at 1 p.m. on lanes 25 and 26. So you can follow along on the webcams and X Bowling. Shot there by McNiel for the double. He started tonight with 227, 256. He'll be in the 240s here.
Be a nice start to try and track down his third all events title. A nice finish from Joey, 248. So 625 in his Laker debut. Not too shabby for the youngster. .244 gives McNiel a 727.
Bit of a slacker this year, don't you think? Well, they are a little bit tougher, though.
That's true.
He's just warming up, though. He likes to shoot him up in doubles. So we'll be ready.
Tom Havlish putting on the finishing touches of a 250 game. See his fill ball right here. Rough game for Luke after going 276 in game 2, but strong finish here to gain some momentum going into tomorrow. Havlish finishes up 257. Goes for 640. Linds Lakers 2 still have 1160 out there.
.1162 max score for Linds Lakers 2.
664 finish for Voigtlander. Trip 4. Ran a little bit high for Savoy, but gets the hit. Get those hits when you're a Hall of Famer, so. So Sodergren can finish off his 10th frame as well. 3. Gets it, 225.
They're not a bad group, bad numbers. Watching Linds Lakers 1 and 2 wrap things up here. Do appreciate everybody being here. It's going to be it for a while. Aaron Smith headed to Reno with the live stream gear. A lot of great action from the USBC Women's Championship coming up in the next week. So perhaps I'll be the one heckling you in the chat room.
Be about time. Good place for the big 4. .593 for Savoy. It's nice of Chuck to let Tom off the hook for striking out the 10th. So 32.97 still out there for Linds Lakers 1. They're going to be moving into 3rd place, so great performance here at the El Paso Convention Center. Not a bad performance from the companion team either. That 9 count will put them at 30.46. And a nice 11.51 finish. Matt, we might remember this 10th frame if these guys end up making a run at Team All events tomorrow. Everyone getting the first one and 4 doubles to go along with it.
Well, definitely write that down. My memory's not so good these days. Yes, great finish there as John East fills the 10th frame in that anchor position. 11:20 for 32.97. Gotta feel pretty good about that performance here in 2015. Anytime you can make the top 5 or the top 3. Very solid. So Mr. Smith with the final numbers before we say goodbye for tonight.
All right, for Linds Lakers, number 1, leading the way, Matt McNiel, the 3-time champion here, 727, followed by recently inducted USBC Hall of Famer Sam Lantto, 689, Luke Voigtlander, 664, John East, 624, Todd Savoy, 593 to that 32.97 total. For Linds Lakers 2, they're led by Tom Havlish, 640. Not too far behind, Scott Sodergren, 629. Joey Robillard, 625. 595 for Charles Vishaw. And Tom Corbett, 557. Gives you that 3,046 number. Take it away, Mr. Cannizzaro.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in and watching this live broadcast from the 2015 USBC Open Championships. We hope you enjoyed it. Big scores on this big sports day. And a lot of great teams here, so remember to check bowl.com and our official Open and Women's Championships Facebook page for all the news and notes. And with that, we'll be back later in May with some more top teams, but Aaron Smith headed to Reno to showcase the women's championships. If you're curious about the live stream schedule, definitely visit bowl.com/openchamp. Click on the information tab, and you'll see the live stream link at the bottom of the menu. With that, we've done all we can for bowling today, Mr. Smith. That's the news for now, and we'll see you all on the lanes.